Hello everyone, and welcome to another News Coolum video and another charging site review. I'm bringing you a very exciting charging site because, well, you'll find that out in a minute. But I'm here in Stockton at an Electrify America charger that went in just off of Interstate 5. Stockton is about 45 miles, or maybe 50 miles south of Sacramento, depending on where you're going, just off of I-5 here. And this site features 8 ABB chargers. There are, this is pretty standard as far as Electrify America is concerned. There are 2 350 kilowatt chargers. The rest are 150 kilowatt CCS chargers. And then there's one 50 kilowatt CHAdeMO head that's on one of the 2 units that's closest to the main building. So again, this has sort of 6 chargers in a bank off to the side, and then another 2 chargers right in front of the storefront. Now, Electrify America is not going to get credit for this as far as the chargers are concerned, but this is one of those Walmart parking lots that does have a large solar canopy over the parking spaces. So right now, daytime, especially because those are sort of west-facing solar panels, I'm pretty much charging up on sunshine right now. So for anyone who wants to virtue signal the cleanliness of EVs, well, there you have it. You can charge up using sunshine while you shop. You can't really get much cleaner than that. Anyway, as far as the site, I'm going to jump right into a site score, and this is where the exciting part comes in. Now, in terms of access, I kind of waffled back and forth. I was considering giving this only a 7, but it's close enough to the freeway that, it should still get that full access score is in terms of access from Interstate 5, just a major freeway there. But it does get dinged 2 points. There's no pull-through parking. Some people have mentioned, like the 2 that they tend to put near the front of the store, you could pull a trailer through there. But those 2 EV chargers over there, they have sort of the no parking strip along with them. So that's one of those areas where you can't really double park in 2 parking spaces because it's just not configured for that. So if you're pulling a trailer, you have to detach. Unfortunately, most charging sites right now are not equipped for EVs pulling trailers, and this is no exception. So it gets a point dinged for that. And then the other point that it's dinged for is just in terms of the fact that it's in a retail shopping plaza like this. It's not really busy right now for other reasons, but I could very easily see this parking lot getting overwhelmed, having it be really difficult to get access to, and so maybe that's justifiable for this score of getting it dinged twice, is it's just a little bit far off the freeway, plus it's in a retail shopping plaza. So those 2 things just aren't conducive for an electric vehicle charging site, and so it's going to get an 8 out of 10 for access. Now, for amenities, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Yes, there's a Walmart store here. You're going to have security, camera, lighting, 24 hours a day. The services that you have access to, they might or might not be limited, but you're just a short walk from a gas station, which will have 24-hour amenities at least this close to the freeway. And then across the street is a large shopping plaza. I've been there before. There's a ChargePoint charger on the other side, another 3 of the Tritium units. A lot of stores there, a lot of restaurants. So really, no matter what your stop is for, you're probably going to find the services that you want associated with it. The only things that are really missing from this in terms of amenities would be covering for the chargers. There is no covering. You're out in full sun, and then just maybe a level 2 charger. But overall, most of the amenities you're going to want are here. So it's a 9 out of 10 for amenities. For site concentration, some of you pushed back. I did the Rockland site, and they have 8 chargers, and I only scored them a 7, and that seems sort of inconsistent. And I agree. And just to sort of give an idea, right, I'm going to score this an 8 out of 10. And the reasoning for that is most charging providers now are sort of building out in twosies in terms of their DC fast chargers. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8. And in terms of what I think is necessary for a charging site, really once you get past 12 chargers, I'm not going to add a score, right? So the fact that this has 8, it actually matches up just an 8 for site concentration. And a 10 charger site would get a 9 out of 10 for site concentration, and then a 12 charger site would get a 10 out of 10. And the reason after that, though, I feel like there's more value in distribution than site concentration. And so if you have 12 chargers at a site, you should be reasonably assured of gaining access to them. It's going to be very rare that you're going to have a filled site with 12 chargers. And if you do, it would still be better if you had a second site nearby with 12 more chargers than having a single site with 24. It gives more options. It distributes the load on the network, doesn't create pain points in the network. And so that's sort of my jumping off point there. I'll get back on track because yeah, for site concentration, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 for having 8 DC fast chargers. In terms of location, I'm going to give this site a 10 out of 10. And it's on I-5, one of the most heavily trafficked interstates in the country, but this also happens to be the state with the largest EV owning population, and Interstate 5 happens to be one of the primary travel corridors between Northern and Southern California. Now, this won't necessarily help Bay Area travelers because they'd be getting onto I-5 usually south of here, but if they happen to be going up to the Bay Area or whatever, it would still be useful. And this fills a really important gap. Yes, there's charge points across the street. There are 3 50 kilowatt tritium chargers, but now we have 11 chargers off the same exit, or I should say 11 DC fast chargers plus level 2 off the same exit on a really highly trafficked interstate in a state with a lot of EVs. You can't get more important than that. This is a 10 out of 10 for site location. And finally, again, 350 kilowatt chargers. They're the fastest chargers available currently. They charge faster than any EV can currently charge. It's a simple 10 out of 10. That could change in the future, but for now, a 350 kilowatt CCS charger is the gold standard, so it's a 10 out of 10 for speed. And this is the big exciting news, the final site score. That brings it to a site score of 45 out of 50. For those of you who follow, that means this is the first site that I've reviewed that's gotten a full A score, right? 45 out of 50, 90%. So good job, Electrify America. You were the first company to get an A site, and there's still room for improvement. So I guess we could call it an A- site if you want to still be a stickler. But yeah, I mean, it's an impressive site, not just because of how it's implemented, but also because of its location. So again, good job, Electrify America. I'd love to hear from you. Do you travel the I-5 corridor? Do you travel between Sacramento and Southern California? Are you going to find this sort of useful in your travels? I think the fact that this complements a ChargePoint charger across the street with all sorts of different businesses, I think this is just a great addition for electric vehicle owners, and it's going to show electric vehicles to a lot of people that are coming here to shop. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and thank you for watching.